everybody, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Day, and no, nothing is wrong with your camera. I have lime green hair now. I've wanted green hair for like a year and a half now, and I've always been kind of nervous to do it, but you know, with all this crazy stuff that's going on and me having tons of time to do nothing, I figured might as well do it now. No time like the present. Originally, I had planned on posting a vlog of where I went for spring break, which was North Carolina with my boyfriend. And sorry if I'm like hunching over. It's just like, okay, actually it's not that bad. I'm gonna sit up. But yeah, I was gonna post my spring break vlog initially on Sunday, but I just didn't feel like it was appropriate given the circumstances that are going on in the world right now. I just really don't feel like I would be being authentic if I didn't address the situation that's going on right now, because I do feel very strongly about it and I've had a lot of emotions going on regarding it. So yeah, instead of posting a vlog today, I'm just gonna be talking about the coronavirus and how I feel about it, and yeah, just honestly having a candid conversation with all of you guys about it, because it is very heartbreaking to me. So I'm gonna try my best to just sort through my feelings about it, and if you don't want to listen to this video, I will not hold it against you. No hard feelings. I know the media and everywhere is talking about this right now, and I myself have been super annoyed. I'm sorry, my throat is so dry. But yeah, I get it if you don't want to watch this video. Everywhere is being bombarded by this virus right now, and if you just need a break, that's okay. But also, if you do just want to hear my feelings about it, I'm gonna try and keep it as light as I can, while still just sharing how I feel about everything. So with that being said, if you want, just go grab a cup of tea or coffee or a little snack. I'm gonna probably do that, and we're just gonna get right into chatting about all this big mess that we're in, because oh my gosh, there's so much to cover. So I'll be right back. Okay, let me just get back on my stool, get situated. Also, yes, I did buy a jug of sweet tea. I was just really craving it this week, and ooh, that's good. Yeah, I've just been craving sweet tea ever since we went down to North Carolina, and it just like, tea is good for the soul. Okay, we got our beverages, we got our snacks. Let's jump into picking my brain and my therapy session, essentially. Okay, so I'm just gonna like start with the beginning in all of this, and I feel like I sit where a lot of people have sat. Like, when all of this started, I didn't really think that the coronavirus was that serious, because, you know, everybody on Twitter is like joking about it. It's got a funny name, like, and so it wasn't really, I don't think it was taken as seriously as it maybe should have been in the beginning. But like I said, in the beginning, it wasn't that bad, and it wasn't really hitting close to home. So in my mind, I was like, oh, you know, haha, like, it's just that meme that everybody's talking about. But then I feel like everything that happened like overnight. Like it was a night and day difference. One day we were all just like joking about it and posting memes on Twitter, like I said, and then the next day in my class, that Monday, people were like, oh yeah, did you hear that we're not gonna, potentially we could, they're like, oh, did you hear that potentially we're not coming back after spring break to Purdue? And it just kind of like shocked me, because I was like, what are you talking about? Like, I didn't think it was this bad, you know? And so it was very shocking, and I feel like all of a sudden it was very serious, and it just like hit me like a ton of bricks. I was very, like, I had gotten word from someone in one of my classes that their mom was told to prepare for, because she was a member of the faculty here at Purdue, so she was told to prepare to leave and be done after spring break. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like what? So I went home and told my my roommates, and we were all like, oh my gosh, no way, you know? And then we started seeing that other schools were canceling for at least like 2 weeks after spring break. And so we were like, okay, like maybe they'll just be canceling for those 2 weeks and then we'll come back. And we saw that IU had canceled for the 2 weeks after, and so we were like, okay, if IU is doing it, then obviously Purdue is. Like, we're the same size and same general vicinity. We're just like, And then we got an email from Mitch Daniels, and there was no specified time limit. And so it was very like, all of a sudden, your semester's done. And all of us were like, what? Like, where did this come from? That sort of thing. And I personally, this might sound dramatic, but when I got the news, I started crying because, all of a sudden you go from for me personally, I was having a great semester this semester, especially compared to my last semester. To get this news was really heartbreaking to me because I was really having a great year, a great 2020 so far, And not only that, but I'm very empathetic when it comes to things like this. And I don't want this to sound like, oh, I'm just like talking about myself and I'm being narcissistic or anything, but I just know this about myself. I feel for others, and my heart just like broke in that moment because that meant that what was happening overseas was very serious and like was a huge deal. And I know it's been a huge deal from the beginning, but it all just kind of like slammed me at once. That was right around when everything with Italy was going on, where Italy was like going on lockdown and there were curfews put in place and stuff like that. So I was just like very overwhelmed by that and thinking like that could happen here. And I read a lot of books, and my favorite genre is like just the dystopian kind of messed up utopia world genre. And so I immediately started thinking like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be like in the Hunger Games or Divergent, where we're all gonna be split into factions and no one's gonna be allowed outside and we're not gonna be able to talk to certain people and transportation is gonna shut down and blah blah blah. I started getting so freaked out. And so I was sad about that. Not only those two aspects of all of this were just like running through my brain, but also like, I hate to admit this, but I'm a huge nerd. I really do love school and I love learning, and it is very important to me to be at college, especially a place that is as wonderful as Purdue, because I am a first generation college student, and so my education has always meant so much to me. Like, I always knew when I was a kid that I was going to be the kid to go to college. But so I had that in my mind as well, and just the fact that there are women and little girls all around the world who are not allowed to go to school, and they are not allowed to get an education, or they are so poverty ridden that they can't afford to go to school. And like, it just hurts my heart that there are some girls who will never be able to get an education, and I recognize the privilege that I have to be in the position where I can get an education. So it really does mean a lot to me. And so just like all of this was running through my head, on top of the fact that my boyfriend is a senior, one of my roommates is a senior, and they're now not going to be able to finish their last few months of senior year. It's like, okay, today's your last day, today's your last class, and then you're done, And they're even pushing graduation. So it's just like, when I got that email about classes just being done.
I meant to say that classes are being moved online. They're not canceled. Purdue wouldn't do that to us. Okay, bye.
It was just so much all at once, and like, I felt so overwhelmed. I just couldn't stop crying. I called my dad and I was just crying, and he was like, I didn't realize you loved college this much, It was a very emotional week, the week before spring break. And on top of that, I was really nervous about like traveling and driving down to North Carolina. I've never driven a very long distance. So I was kind of like worried about that. And as the week went on, we started getting more and more emails from different officials at Purdue. And I know they've been kind of bombarding all of us with emails, to be honest, but I kind of appreciate it because I do like having information and I like being very prepared. So they were emailing us, and then they gave us a tentative date. And so that kind of like put my mind at ease. But then at that point, we were all kind of like, okay, I don't know if this date really matters, because I don't know, like, why wouldn't they have just given one to us in the first place, that kind of thing. And it turns out that after spring break was done. Not even after spring break. I think it was like our second or third day of spring break. They emailed us back and they were like, no, we're actually gonna call it for the rest of the semester. Like, you guys are done. You're gonna have finals online. And so, but yeah, that little temporary like thing, just knowing that they were updating us and giving us as much information as they could was really helpful. So like when we got back from North Carolina, we checked out the Walmart down here in Lafayette, and it wasn't that bad. Like I think they were only missing like toilet paper, which that is a whole nother topic that I don't even want to get into because it pisses me off. They were missing toilet paper, eggs, some milk, and then I think bread, but they were restocking the bread. So, all the meat was gone too. And so it wasn't that bad. So I was like, okay, like things are getting good, you know, like it's not that big of a deal. The grocery stores are recovering and everything's gonna be fine. I had a very optimistic outlook on that. It was very nice to go and see that like not everybody was bum rushing the stores. So then the next day I ended up driving back up to my dad's house and I was gonna stay with my family just for the rest of my spring break. And so I did, and that's when the whole social distancing and quarantining yourself thing started to come into play. And so I had planned on seeing my cousin and visiting with family and seeing my friends while I was back home, and I didn't really get the chance to. So it was just like kind of sad being forced to be alone and not being able to leave or go anywhere. Like, I am someone who loves to go out and see people. I'm extroverted. I love to be out in the world, and I hate being cooped up. So being back up there and not being able to see anybody, but knowing that everybody is right like a 20-minute drive away, was just like really depressing. Personally, I don't think I was ready for my semester and my time at Purdue for my junior year to be over with. And so as of right now, I'm just gonna try and do my work as best as I can. Today was my first day of online classes, and they were honestly a little weird. You know, we had just fallen into our routines at class, and so to completely have that flipped upside down and shoved in your face, like a completely new way of doing things, when you have basically half of the semester left, is kind of stressful. And there's definitely a learning curve, I will tell you that. I don't know, just all in all, it's been a very stressful and jarring time. I feel like not only for me, but for everyone. And I don't mean to post this video and sound like, oh, woe is me, my life sucks. This is my version of how I'm dealing with all of this. And I feel, like I said at the beginning, I wouldn't feel right if I didn't express it and share it with you guys, because I am a very open person. I want you guys to know when I am, you know, kind of going through it, because everybody's kind of going through it right now. We're all human. It's real life, you know? I don't want to put myself out on this platform as if I'm someone that I'm not. And I feel like it's very important right now to share love and spread positivity as much as we possibly can with our neighbors and with those around us and anyone that's in our life right now, because times are so dire and they just are so depressing. So I just encourage you to do that, to message or FaceTime the people that you love. Be kind to one another, because everybody is kind of dealing with this in their own way right now. It's hard for every single person, whether you're 90 or 9 years old. I think it's very important right now to love one another. With all of that though, I'm just really reiterating to everybody, if you can, please social distance. Like, stay away from people. You don't even have to stay away from them. Just stay within 6 feet. I'm 6'2". One of me, okay? One of me. Stay one of me away from everyone. Please, please just be smart during this time. I'm begging you guys, like, we need to do our best to lower that bell curve. Think about yourself and think about those around you and the families that you're going to return to, and the children and young people and old people and all people that you could potentially come into contact with if you are infected. You could give someone with an autoimmune disease or cancer or something like that, with a weakened immune disease, with a weakened immune system, this virus if you contract it. This virus may not kill you, but it could kill someone else. So please, I'm begging you guys, if you have the chance, just stay home. I know it's gonna suck. But if we all do it right now and we all just stick with it, then we'll be out by summer and we're gonna have a great time. With that, I feel better. I feel like I vented. I'm sorry if this was not a video that you are really into, but if you've watched this far, hey, I appreciate it. I just want to let you guys all know that I love you so much and I want you all to stay safe and healthy and happy, and we will get through this. But like I said, I'm gonna step down from the soapbox and I have tons of homework that I still have to get back to. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. I love you guys. I'll see you in my next one. Have a great day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. Hug someone you love.
Hey, just kidding about that. Please don't hug anybody. Maintain 6 feet of distance if you can. Okay, bye.
Bye, guys.